Hey people, how's it going? As promised, I'm doing a video in response to the Captain America TV spot that aired during the Super Bowl. I just saw it within like 5 minutes, and I gotta say it was pretty good. It was pretty quick. There was a lot of stuff going on, and only 30 seconds to show it, but showed Steve Rogers skinny and kind of struggling, going through the training a little bit as a soldier, and the effects were looking pretty decent, making Chris Evans into this like scrawny guy. And they showed the super soldier procedure a little bit, him coming out of it all bulky, and showed some action sequences which were looking pretty good. There's one kind of cheesy looking one, I'll have to watch that again, where he's kind of like flying through the air, but still overall looking good. Showed making the shield, and showed Peggy Carter shooting at it. So overall, pretty cool first footage from Captain America. I think they needed to make a good impression early on with this. This was a really big audience to show this to, and I think it served its purpose. So I'm not saying that it's definitely going to be a great movie, but I think it's looking good, and I'm optimistic about this, hoping that it will be the movie that we all think it can be. And based on this footage that they've got so far, it very well may be. Okay, so now that I've done my initial reaction, I was able to find it online. So I'm just going to do a little bit of commentary over some screen caps that I took. And I've got my friend Ryan here as a guest commentator on this one. You want to say hi?
Hi everybody, I'm Ryan McPullen. Nice to meet you.
Okay, so let's start off with this picture of that they kind of started out with in the trailer. We've got Steve here at the beginning. You can see that he's very small, and the effects are working very well on this. They took Chris Evans and they were able to shrink him down and make him really look like a small, frail person, standing next to Haley Atwell, who's playing Peggy Carter, and he's even shorter than she is, so very good so far. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would. I mean, especially also the detail of the World War II uniform. It's quite impressive.
Okay, so here we've got Steve. He's undergoing the super soldier procedure. He's got his shirt off, and you can see he's pretty scrawny here too. The effects aren't as convincing here. I think they've probably still got a little bit of work to do in editing and everything. So, but it still looks pretty good. It's like if you didn't know that it was somebody, I think it's convincing enough. But based on this picture,
especially looks like if the wires on the side that are probably going to be feeding in the super soldier serum when it closes up.
Yeah.
Which we'll see actually later on in this.
Okay. Here we've got a screenshot of Stanley Tucci as Abraham Erskine, who is the creator of the super soldier serum. And this is the first shot we're getting of him, and he looks pretty good. Not much to say on that. Here we see Steve going through training before the super soldier serum, and he's transformed. And you can see he's really struggling, but I think it's pretty cool that they've got him going through training even before he's...
Yeah, and in the history of the Marvel Universe, before he became Captain America, he was actually one of the weaker people, and they were considering not actually allowing him into the army, which he was not allowed. So he signed up for the Super Soldier program. So as you can see, it's more of an emphasis on the kind of like the pre-before, as you'll see later on the pro.
Yeah, this could be him trying to get into the army, and this might be where they deny him initially, when he's really determined to fight, but he's just not strong enough to do it. So they could see that this guy really has a lot of heart in this scene right here, which maybe is why they choose him.
And this is probably, leading into that, this could actually be the discussion he's having with him about the super soldier program.
Yeah, this is Steve talking to Dr. Erskine. So if you watch the trailer, he's talking about how Steve's a good man. So I guess that's when they're recruiting him and telling him about the procedure possibly. And the effects look decent here. I think Chris Evans' head looks a little bit big on the body, but overall, it's still looking pretty good. Here we've got a shot of Captain America and the Howling Commandos charging into some building or something. He's got the shield out. They've got guns ready. Looks like it's about to be a pretty intense action sequence here.
Along with Dun Dun Dugan on Captain America's left, by what it possibly looks like.
Yeah, that's Dum Dum Dugan. You can see the bowler hat and the mustache, played by Neil McDonough. Here we've got a pretty crazy action sequence going here with explosions in the background. Cap's charging with the shield. He's got his pistol in his hand.
One of the soldiers rushing up, rifle firing, everything else, and Captain America having a pistol in his hand with shield up, and he has his holster too on his right hip.
Here's another scene. You can see looks like there's a lot going on in this scene right here, and he's leaping and he's grabbing something. Not much to say here. Here we've got Cap on his bike, riding. You see some Hydra soldiers and stuff's blowing up. Anything?
German tank on the left. I can't tell if it's a Tiger or Panzer tank, but you can see someone at the top of the building firing, either down at Captain America or trying to snipe him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's a rocket launcher that
could be. Yeah,
caused
huge
this
explosion. Yeah.
Okay. Here we've got some Hydra soldiers with flamethrowers. We've seen pictures before with the Hydra soldiers when they've surrounded him with these like high-tech looking devices before, and they're revealed to be flamethrowers here, which I think is pretty good. It's realistic. It's not too high-tech, and I think it's going to be a pretty cool action sequence. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how Cap's going to get out of this, but I have a good feeling he's going to have his classic shield throw. If you look at the layout of all the vehicles around it, too, the possibility of him being able to throw it around and hit some people.
Yeah, that could be. Here we see Cap. This is early on in the movie, before he gets the later developed costume. You can see the USO uniform here. He's with what looks like some of the Howling Commandos. You've got Dum Dum Dugan, and on his right there's Bucky. And
our right, looking at this video, Captain America's left.
Yeah, and they're at there's some camp somewhere. Here looks like we're getting a shot of a fight between Captain America and the Red Skull. Looks like he's just kicked him backward, and Red Skull's flying back.
Yeah, as Mike originally didn't see this when we were watching through the video the first time, but I'm like, Mike, there's the Red Skull. I'm like, how did you miss it?
I saw this section.
But you'll see coming up in the next shot.
Okay. Here we have our first look at the Red Skull's face, which was very brief in the trailer.
Probably less than a second, but...
Yeah, less than a second. I didn't catch it initially, so when I looked it up online, Ryan was giving me crap because he saw the Red Skull and I didn't. So, here, Ryan saw the Red Skull and I didn't. So, there you go. Here, Cap's like rolling and diving, and it's a very quick sequence, but you see him like reaching out, and he's got the shield in his hand. But if you look closely at this scene,
how it's flying at him, it must be his classic shield throw with his vibranium shield. Mike, do you want to expand on it?
Yeah, the shield's in motion as the shot comes in. So this is like it looks like he's just thrown it, rolled, and he's just now catching it. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty sweet scene. And our final pic that we're looking at, it's right when they have designed the shield. They haven't colored it yet or anything, so they're testing it out, and Peggy shoots at the shield, and she said she thinks it works well. So, thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and tune in next time.
Have a great day.